Session 3.3 Summaries for Skewed Distribution. In the session 3.1, we talk about the summaries for the symmetric distribution, and then on the session 3.1, we introduce the sample mean. We know how to use the formula and the calculator to find the mean, and then the mean will be the typical value for the symmetric distribution. But how about the skewed distribution? Let's look at it. So we'll be introduced the second one. This is called the median. The median is the middle number when the data has been short from the smallest to the largest. So you can see for this distribution, that will be skewed to the right. Remember, white tail is longer. Okay, and then you're gonna see the red line here. This is represent the median. The median will be just like the typical value, okay, the highest frequency one. These distributions show the distribution of incomes for a sample of New York City residents. About half the residents have incomes about $25,200, and about half have incomes below $25,200. And this will be the median. Median will be $25,200. This means half of the data is going to be above it, and then half of the data is going to be below it. This is the definition about the median. Okay, typical value, the mean as the median. So on the left hand side here, the triangle, this is represent the mean, which is going to be 42.1. Okay, remember how to find the mean? We're going to add up all the data and then divide it by the number of the numbers. So this is going to be the average in this point. But for the median, we're going to short out the data and then we're going to find the middle data, which is going to be your median. So look at these two pictures. Which is a better measure of the typical income of a New York City resident, the mean or the median? So think about it, the distribution is skewed to the right. You could see the median is really close to the typical value, but not the sample mean in here, okay? So we're gonna say median is a better measure of the typical income of a New York City resident. Okay, now we're gonna learn how to find the median. So first, you're gonna arrange all the numbers in order. Find the middle number. If two numbers in the middle, you're gonna average them. So this depends on how many data do you have. You have an even number of the data or odd number of the data. Finding the median. Arrange the data values in increasing order. Okay, make sure you guys remember this part. You have to rearrange the data. And then determine the number of the data values n. Okay, how many data do you have? If n is equal to odd number, then the median is the number in the position of n plus 1 divided by 2. I want you guys to highlight the position. Okay, this is talking about the position of the data. This is not your median. And if n is even, median is the average of the middle two numbers, and these are the number in the position, n over 2 and n over 2 plus 1. Okay, it looks really complicated, but it's pretty straightforward though. Think of the median as the middle point and a good measure of a typical value for the skewed distribution. Okay, one more time. Median will be the good measure of a typical value for the skewed distribution. So every time when you guys have the distribution skewed to the right or skewed to the left, you want to find the median to represent the typical value. But if you have the symmetric distribution, just like the normal distribution, uniform distribution, you may want to find the mean to represent your typical value. Okay, look at this example. Suppose a sample of price for 1 gallon of regular gas at 10 different gas stations in neighborhood in Austin, Texas is taken on one full day in 2013. Find and interpret the median. So I do have a set of the data. Okay, what is the first step? You want to rearrange the data, okay? So either you look at it, do it like one by one, or you could input this data on your calculator. And then you're gonna sort the data by the calculator. I will show you guys for the next step. Okay, after you rearrange the number, you're gonna count how many data do you have. What is your n equal to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You do have a 10 data, n equal to 10. So look at here. N equal to 10, which is gonna be the even number. So the median is the average of the middle two numbers. And these two numbers is the position of n over 2 and n over 2 plus 1. So n equal to 10, you're gonna find 10 divided by 2, which is gonna be 5. You want to find the data in the position 5 and 6. And then you want to find the average of these two datas. Okay, now we're gonna find the middle number. Okay, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 5 and 6. And then you want to find the average of these two numbers. You're gonna add it up and then divide it by 2. So the median will be 2.99. Okay, or you could think about the median will be the middle data, right? So this is a 4 data on the left. This is going to be 4 data on the right. Okay, so you're going to find these two data and then find the average. That will be your median. Okay, interpretation. The median price of 1 gallon of gas at this gas station in Austin, Texas was $2.99 on this particular day in 2013. This is how you guys using the TI-84 calculator to find the median. Actually, this is exactly the same procedure with finding the mean and finding the standard deviation. Let's do it together. Okay, so you're gonna click on the stat, click on number 1, added. And then I'm gonna input the data here. So I have 3.19. Okay, so you do have a 10 data. The last one is gonna be 2.97. Okay, I input the data from here. Okay, and then you're gonna click on the stat one more time. Do you guys see the number 2? Okay, you're gonna click on 2. And then my data is gonna be on L1. So I'm gonna put second 1 for L1 and then enter. So they say done. So we're gonna go back, click on the stat, click on number 1. So now you're gonna see they short the data in increasing order already. Okay, 2.93, 2.95, 2.95, 2.97, and keep going. Okay, so if on the exam I ask you guys show your work, you may want to arrange the numbers in order using the calculator and then write it down on the paper. Okay, now I'm gonna click on the stat, click on the cal. I'm gonna choose number 1, one variable statistic. Okay, so you're gonna go to calculate. My list is gonna be on L1, okay? If your data is on L2, you may want to click second 2 for L2 and then calculate. So first, you will find the sample mean. You have the sample standard deviation. And then you're gonna go down, you're gonna see the MED. This is the median, 2.99 median. Okay, exactly the same procedure how you find the mean and standard deviation. I received an email from a student saying about her TI-84 calculator is a little bit different from mine. I guess because of the setting here. Okay, I just changed the step here, and I think her calculator should be at like this. Click on the step, go to the cal. When I choose one variable statistic, it looks like this. It's not like for my, there's a frequency and then calculate. That's totally fine, okay? I would prefer this setting actually. When you have a one variable statistic, your data is on L1, you're gonna click on second one, okay? And then enter. You're gonna get exactly the same thing for mine, okay? If you want to change the setting, you can click on the mode, click on the mode, go down here for this guy, the stat visual, okay? Stat visual, you could turn it on, enter, okay? Stat visual, turn it on. And then I'm gonna click create, so second mode for create. And then when I go back, stat, click on the cal, one variable statistic, it looks like this one. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Like sometimes I would prefer using turn off the stat visual. Enter. Okay, turn it off. So I will have this picture. Okay, let's go back to the PowerPoint here. Okay, measuring the spread. Recall, standard deviation measure the spread using the distance from the mean. On the section 3.2, we talk about the standard deviation. Standard deviation is talking about how far the distance from the mean. And then this is how you measure the spread out of the data. Okay? Now, since we don't use the mean in the skew distribution, we need a measure of the spread related to the median. Right now, our distribution is skewed to the left or skewed to the right. It's not symmetric distribution anymore. So if we want to measure the spread out of the data, we'll be using the IQR, okay? Interquartile range, IQR, interquartile range. This is measure the skew distribution, how spread out of the data. So before we talk about the IQR, we're gonna know what is the range and what is the quartiles. So first, range. Range is the difference between the largest and the smallest value. Remember when we want to find the median, we try to rearrange the data from the increasing order. So you do have the largest value and the smallest value. If you want to find the range, you could use this formula. The largest value minus the smallest value. For example, a group of 8 children have the following heights. And this is talking about the inch. Okay? When I look at the data, they already rearrange it in the increasing order. If I want to find the range, I could use the largest value minus the smallest value, which is going to be 23 inches. Okay, this is how you guys finding the range. Okay, quartiles. Quartiles divide the distribution into 4. Each quartile contains 25% of the data. So what is a quartile? Quartile means we're going to cut the distribution into 4 parts with roughly equal number of observations. So each part will be about like 25%, and we call this as quartiles. Look at this example. The dot plot shows the distribution of weights for a class of introductory statistics students. The vertical lines are the distribution into 4 parts. So each part has about 25% of the observations. Okay, this is just like the dot plot. And then we're gonna divide it into 4 parts in here. And then the 25% is talking about like the data. We do have a 25% of the data in this part, 25% of the data in here, 25% of the data in here. And then for the first line here, we call this as the Q1, okay? The first quartile. Second one, this is gonna be Q2, and then the Q3. So we need to know how to find the Q1, Q2, and Q3. Since each quartile contains 25% of the data, we could say 25% of the weights are between 101 and 121 pounds, and so on. So the second one will be 121 and 135 pounds. Okay? If we have the skewed distribution, if we want to measure the spread out of the data, we need to know how to find the IQR, interquartile range, IQR. So I want you guys to remember those steps. First one, the range of the middle 50% of the data. So the IQR equal to Q3 minus Q1. So look at this picture, Q3 minus Q1, which is gonna be 50% of the data. That will be equal to your IQR, okay? Q3 minus the Q1, we're gonna find the range of the middle 50% of the data. Okay, so from this example, I want you guys try to apply this formula, find out what is your IQR. Okay, so you could see Q3 will be 160 minus Q1, which is going to be 121. So your IQR will be equal to 39 pounds. Okay? Okay, another example. A group of 8 children have the following height. We rearranged the data in increasing order. And I want you guys find the Q1, Q2, Q3, and IQR. Okay, first, we want to find the Q2. Okay, Q2 actually is just a median. I show you guys the picture here. Okay, remember median is talking about the middle of the data. We do have a 50% of data above it and 50% of the data below it. So actually Q2, this is equivalent to the median. So how can you find the median? Remember, we're gonna find out the middle data. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The n is equal to 8, even number. So 8 divided by 2, which is gonna be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 and 5. Okay, these two data. We need to find the average of these two data. So the median will be equal to 53.75. Okay, so the median is going to be somewhere like here. This is in the middle, right? So this is a 50% of the data below it, 50% of the data above it. Now, we're going to separate these two parts of the data, okay? I have the first 4 data here. The last 4 data will be here. And then we're going to use the same technique to find the Q1, okay? So Q1, that will be equal to the data in the middle. So in the middle, we will have these two data. Okay, add it up, divided by 2, that will be equal to Q1. Same idea for this guy. I will find the middle data here. So that will be your Q3, right? So add it up, divided by 2, that will be your Q3. So you do have a Q1, Q2, and Q3 here. Now, let's try to find the IQR. Remember the formula of IQR? Q3 minus Q1. So you should get this guy. Okay? So one more time, I need you guys to know how to find the Q1, Q2, and Q3, and also the IQR. Okay, that's an example here. I want you guys try to find Q1, Q2, Q3, and the IQR. Okay, let's check the work. First, sort the data. I would highly recommend you guys use your calculator, okay? And then find the Q2. So you're gonna count, we do have an n equal to 15. 15 is the odd number. So you will be using the formula n plus 1 divided by 2, which is gonna be 8. So again, this is the position of the data, okay? This is not your median. So 8. So we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 183, that will be your median, which is gonna be your Q2. So we stop it here. This is a Q2. So we're gonna write down the data. For the first part here, that will be your Q1. And this part of the data, you could calculate the Q3. So your Q2 is equal to 183. So on the left-hand side here, we're gonna use this part of the data to calculate the Q1. And then on the right-hand side here, this part of the data, you can calculate the Q3. Okay, so I just copied this part of the data. And then do the same thing. We do have an n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, find the middle data, which is going to be 160. So that will be Q1 equal to 160. And then this part, finding the Q3. So same idea, the middle data obviously will be 221. That will be your Q3. Okay. And then find the IQR. Q3 minus Q1, which is going to be 61. Hey, I want you guys to pay attention for this example and the previous one. This data is going to be the odd number. So I only need to find the position of plus 1 divided by 2. Okay? Versus the previous one. Versus for this one, the data, you do have a X data. Okay? So it's going to be even number. So you're going to take the two datas in the middle and then find the average of it. Okay, right? Make sure you guys know how to do it. For sure, it will be on your midterm. Okay, we know how to use the formula. Now we'll be using the calculator to find the Q1, Q2, Q3. Okay, and then use this formula to find the IQR. Exactly the same procedure, finding the mean, median, and the standard deviation. Okay, let's do it together. So go to the stat, go to, this time I will be using the L2. Okay, I'm gonna input this data. Okay, so the last data is gonna be 15. Okay, we do have a 15 of the data. So I show you guys one more time. I go to the stat, go to number 2. Okay, sorted in the increasing order. And my data is gonna be on L2. So second, 2, 4, L2. Go past the data. So you could check. We arrange the data here. Okay, now go to the stat, go to the cal, click on number 1. My data is gonna be on L2, so I'm gonna put second 2 for L2. Enter. So one more time, you could have a sample mean, sample standard deviation. I do have n equal to 15. Go down, you will see Q1, which is gonna be 160. Median, which is gonna be your Q2, 183. Q3, 221. Okay? They don't show you the IQR on your calculator. But after you find the Q3 and Q1, you could just apply the formula here. Find out the IQR. I need you guys remember all this formula, okay? Because for the first sample midterm, you need to remember by yourself. Okay, a group of 8 children have the following heights. Find the interquartile range for the distribution of the children's height using your calculator. So they already showed you guys what you have for the Q1, Q2, and Q3. Remember what's the interquartile range? Remember this name? IQR, okay? IQR. Try. Okay, right? We did this example using the formula already. So I just need you guys to make sure we don't have the IQR on the calculator. You need to use the Q3 minus the Q1 to get the IQR. And also, on the exam, I don't put IQR. I will put interquartile range. Okay, so make sure you remember interquartile range represent IQR, okay? Okay, that's it.